The most embarrassing moment of my pregnancy. 5 centimeters? Hey everyone, I am so excited to be filming another video for you guys, and today I have something very exciting to announce. We are expecting our second baby! Woo! We already announced the gender, it's all on Instagram. Please, before you go and check out the gender on Instagram, I'm very curious to see who you think we're having, a boy or a girl, so leave your comment down below. I'm so excited to see what you guys think. I'm currently almost 24 weeks pregnant. I try to eat healthy, I stay active, I try to run my 3 miles every day, but on days when I don't run, don't have a chance to run, or it's still too hot before we go to bed, we at least go and do a 3-mile walk with our girl in her stroller. She falls asleep in the stroller and we just, complete the 3-mile walk and go home sleep. If you want to follow my pregnancy morning details, then definitely follow me on Instagram. So announcing to you that I'm expecting my second child is a great opportunity for me to film my first labor story. It was very unusual. You want to watch this, especially if you're pregnant, if you're nervous, watch this video. I am a strong believer in positive thinking, self-talk, praying, and be prepared for everything and actually accept that. I have so many people constantly asking me, and during my first pregnancy they also asked me like, oh, what if you come and you're too late for epidural, what are you gonna do? It's like, well, obviously I'm not gonna have an epidural, just do it naturally. I told my doctor right away that I want an epidural right away when I arrive. I don't want to experience all of that beauty of natural birth, not up to that. But if I arrived too late and had no choice to have an epidural, I would go natural, obviously. And you have to prepare yourself for any case scenario and say to yourself that whatever happens, we will make the best of it. Doctors will do the best. We will pray. We will stay strong. But whatever happens will happen right there, right then. You cannot control that. You can prepare yourself for good and for bad. And if you do prepare yourself, you will be so absolutely fine during your pregnancy and during your labor, whatever happens. That was my mindset when I was pregnant. I did not think of labor. I researched just for my own knowledge, just some responsible steps were taken, but more than that, I was not thinking or coming up with scenarios. What ifs were all canceled. I was living my normal life. My sciatic was kind of giving me a hard time, but overall my pregnancy was very, very good, no problems whatsoever. I remember I went on YouTube and researched some videos, labor stories. I watched a few and stopped because they were not making me feel any better, even though they were good because they were sharing the reality, they were preparing you. I got a portion of information and I was like, that's it, I'm good. At least I am informed. I informed myself. My last few months I was swimming a lot. During my 39th week and 5 days, we swam like entire day in the pool and came home and I was like, okay, we need to put the bag together, the hospital bag. So we finished putting the bag together, went to sleep. The most embarrassing moment of my pregnancy is I had no idea that when you have contractions, you feel it around your waist, like during periods. I always had it. I knew that. I read the information, but in my mind it was put the way that when you have contractions, you will feel it down there. I wake up at night around 1 a.m. and I tell my husband that I'm having like some weird cramps, like before periods. He's like, oh, that must be contractions. That must be contractions. I was like, okay, how do we know? So he went online, quickly researched how to count, blah blah blah. He told me how to count. We decided that he needs to go back to sleep because if it's not contractions and if it's not time for us to go, then he will go to work in the morning, so he needs to sleep, and if it's contractions, then we'll get up and go. I wasn't just gonna lay in bed and count for a few hours, because you have to count for at least 2 hours, I believe. I went ahead and put my eyebrows on and my eyelashes. Just, I wasn't doing any makeup at all. I was just trying to put myself together. I did a tight ponytail because during stressful situations or situations that are unknown to me, to my experience, I really like to be a little bit put together. It kind of makes me feel more confident and in control of situations. So I went ahead and did that. While I was doing that, I was counting and things looked like I was having real contractions. I went ahead and woke up Slava and said that those are real contractions, seems like. He checked, he approved, and as we started to get ready, the funniest thing is I remember that we didn't capture the most important shot that I wanted to capture in our nursery with my belly and a beautiful robe, Slava kissing the belly, because I wanted to capture another photo of me holding a baby and him kissing a baby. Those like before and after shots. Very, very silly, but I really wanted that shot. I went ahead and put my robe on. Slava went ahead and put the tripod and the camera up, and we snapped a few photos during my contractions. So it was like that. Wait, contractions. A few seconds passed. I'm like, okay, let's take another shot, you know? So we took all the pictures, loaded everything into the car, and made our way to the hospital. I was picking an outfit for the delivery day and the day after the delivery. I was trying to think of all those videos that I watched. Girls usually talked about having very big undergarment and very big pads because you bleed and all that stuff. So I was like, I need something very flowy. And with breastfeeding, I was like, okay, it's probably a good idea to wear something like off shoulder because it's very easy to breastfeed. And that's what I had exactly. So I come to the hospital during my labor and doctor's like, oh girl, you don't have to be that pretty for labor. I'm like, no, I'm just comfortable, trust me. As we were driving to the hospital, the funniest thing is we were cracking jokes like crazy, like stand-up comedians. And that's when I realized that I have this defense mechanism when I am a little stressed or when I'm about to face some unknown experiences. I start to joke uncontrollably. Laugh, joke. Came to the hospital, we were cracking jokes with doctors. I'm in labor. And the doctors were like, when did your contractions start? And I said, about 2 hours ago. They were like, oh, you'll probably go back home. They put me down, but they touched all of that stuff. For a few minutes, they were checking the contractions, and then they checked and they were like, oh, girl, you were dilated 5 centimeters. That's centimeters, right? Forgive me if I'm wrong. 5 centimeters? Centimeters. I can't say that word anymore. That word lost all the meaning to me. You're staying in the hospital. I was like, duh. They were like, put your clothes on. We will go ahead and move you to the labor room. So we started going and walking, and the doctor runs behind me with a wheelchair like, hey, Kate, the wheelchair is for you. I was like, oh no, I'm good. You know, I really felt very good. I felt very in control of my body. I was able to walk, and I felt very good walking. I really didn't feel like jumping in the wheelchair and, you know, entering that role like, oh my gosh, I'm in labor, oh my gosh, because I was actually feeling good. I'm not making fun of anyone. If you feel like you need that wheelchair, oh my gosh, do everything that you want, that you need during labor, as long as you make it less painful for yourself. You need to scream. I know that people get offended today very easily. Please don't get offended. Do whatever you need to do. They changed me into a labor robe, and I said that I want epidural right away. I was not nervous at all about epidural, but my body started to shake. So I had to sit on my bed and hug a pillow, and my body just started shaking. And he's like, are you nervous? Are you afraid? I'm like, no, I'm not. It's very interesting how our brain works, right? Even though I was not nervous, but my brain was, or I don't know how that worked. But everything went very well. It wasn't very painful at all. They attached everything necessary during labor, and they were like, okay, you can go back to sleep now, you know, just enjoy your sleep right now, and we'll keep checking, blah blah blah. The most embarrassing is I kept joking. We tried to sleep on and off. They would come in and check, and this was about 6-something a.m. already when we did the epidural and everything. About 12 p.m. they told me that we're ready to push. I was like, okay, perfect. I pushed a few times, doctors arrived and stuff, and on the 3rd push the baby came out. The experience was so smooth, and to the extent kind of to the level painless. According to other experiences, according to the stories that we usually hear about labor, that it's the worst and stuff. With epidural, it's not. You feel contractions, but you can totally handle that. You're fine. So I'm holding my baby, we're rejoicing, and I'm like, is that all? I was seriously very confused. Like, I was like, is there like a painful moment coming? Like, are you gonna pull out something? Is that gonna be very painful? They're like, no, you're good, you're done. I was like, boy, I'll be back soon. And they were just cracking up. My legs were all numb. We stayed in that room for a few hours. They were like checking the baby, they were doing all the procedures. It took some time for my legs to actually stop being numb, and they helped me to get into my wheelchair, drove us to another room, helped us to get comfortable there, you know, helped to wash our baby, brought all the stuff. They were all so great, so nice. So we stayed in the hospital for another day and went home. They gave me some painkillers, some sprays for down there, because I had like 2 tears. When you have epidural, you will have more tears than when you don't have epidural, because when you don't have epidural, you can feel everything, you can control it, and when you have epidural, you don't feel anything. So you just, you know, push the baby out and you end up with some tears. Some have more, some have less. Mine were very minor, but still, when I was recovering, they were itchy and they were kind of, you know, a little painful. Every girl has very different experience, obviously, with recovery as well. My experience was that I instantly, that same day, used my regular pads, like my regular period pads. The recovery bleeding was a lot less than in my usual periods, so it was not a problem at all with bleeding or anything. I could wear regular clothes, regular panties right away. So a little TMI, but that's the video, okay? With pain, it was also very bearable. I used sprays. Interesting fact, I don't know if that's only my case. Again, another TMI, but that's the video, so bear with me. I took a lot of showers, like 3-4 showers a day, because my sweat smelled absolutely terrible to me. It's hormones, body getting adjusted, readjusted, getting back, recovering, blah blah blah. So it's all normal. Just for you to, you know, to know that it's normal. And if you feel like you smell something, like just take a shower, a 1-2 minute shower, just very quick to refresh. It was like a lot of odor, which I try to control by taking a lot of showers and just keeping up with my hygiene. As far as recovery, it took me at least 3 weeks until I completely recovered down there. This pregnancy, the same thing. Preparing myself for any case scenario and praying. Pray a lot. Now that you watched my experience, there are different experiences. You will not necessarily have bad experience or painful experience or a very smooth and nice experience. You will have your own experience. You are not able to control any of that stuff at all. You can do everything right. You will eat right, you will be very active, you will be very positive. Things may just go wrong because they just go wrong. That's life. What you can do and control your thoughts, that if things go wrong, you will stay in the moment. You will decide what to do right there with people that are provided to you, the medical people, with your spouse, with close ones, and you'll make the best of what you have given to you at the moment. Don't stress about it right now. What you should be focused on right now is preparing yourself for good and for any other case scenario. And that's what's gonna bring you peace. That is what I believe will make your pregnancy feel easier, lighter, more positive, more nice, more energized. Feed your body and mind with a lot of positive talk, positive thinking, praying. I will go ahead and link some other pregnancy related videos down below in my description box. Make sure to watch them because I really tried to minimize the amount of pregnancy related videos I uploaded, but they were all very useful, something that I was personally looking for. So watch those videos if you're first time pregnant, or if you just need that extra kick of motivation, inspiration, kind of calmness, watch those videos. If you enjoyed that video, if that video inspired you, if that video gave you at least some hope to have a good, nice experience, give this video a thumbs up, comment below your thoughts, comment below your guesses of the gender that you think we're having. Thanks so much for all of your support. I hope to be back with another video very soon. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.